You're listening to the sound of the 80s with the Old Skool Movements podcast.
Alrighty, right. See, Leroy, you got me into a singing mode now. All I want to do is sing. I'm feeling good. How are you guys? How's everyone doing, man?
Good.
Yes, well, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
That's come around quick. Comes around too quick these days, man.
I think this is the quickest.
Yeah, this year's
ever.
flown past, man.
It has flown
It's
past.
only like the quickest it comes and the quickest it goes.
Oh, the grouch is in the house. Yeah, it's crazy. So, Leroy, you sound like you're excited. And you've got a big beam on your face.
He's had the Argos catalogue out and the highlighter, isn't it, man?
Listen, yeah, man.
I'll get that.
I'm so excited and I just can't hide it. Why? Because I'm with my brothers. With my brothers, and it's a festive season. I say, Lord Charles' voice, DL, what do we have on the show today?
Christmas is here once again, and we are doing another Old Skool Movements Christmas special because that's what we do.
That's it.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm like a kid at Christmas.
You like a kid at Christmas, okay? I mean, it's not too far away, gentlemen. I hope whatever you guys are doing for the holidays, enjoy it. Whether it's, having a break off work and you're happy for it, whether it's just switching off and just reconnecting with family and friends, go and do it. Go and enjoy yourself because, hey, that's what it's all about. So, guys, Leroy, you wanted to know, as you always want to know, what is the subject of today? Yeah?
Yes, indeed, sir.
Look,
yes,
as
indeed.
It's the Christmas episode. As we're talking about the past, and as we just love going back and talking about things that we love, we're going to go to Christmas presents that we loved in the 80s. We're going to have a little talk about
Christmas
presents
toys.
we love. Christmas toys.
Christmas toys. The things you were circling in the catalogue.
The things you were circling. But we're going to remix this, it's just not going to be straightforward, right, guys? Because it's going to be a versus. You're going to have to choose which one of these extravagant presents you would like to have. If you could have had, or did you have them? A lot of these we probably didn't have, but be damn sure that we wanted them. So, Stacks, it's going to be very hard for you tonight. Very challenging.
Here we go.
It's going to be very hard.
It's going to be a long podcast.
It's going to be very challenging, Stacks. But let's see where we get.
There's no guessing or drawing. None of that.
This guy there is going to be challenging. But let's go. We're going to talk about toys that are around mainly 70s moving into the 80s. I think we're kind of in that zone, aren't we, Chris? We're kind of in between 76 and 85.
Yeah, maybe a bit earlier. Are we starting?
Yeah, with some of them. We're starting with number one. Yeah, we start with number one.
This one's going back to 73 when this first.
73.
I ain't even born yet, mate.
That's a big clue, Leroy. Any toys spring to mind from 73, Leroy?
I would say Evil Knievel.
Okay.
Action Man.
Yeah. Okay. He's on the ball tonight, ain't he, Chris? He's on the ball tonight.
Yeah, what I say. Yeah,
Is it one of them? Is it one of them there? So what are we going to start with?
Leroy. So we're going to start with number one. So look, this guy, Chris, what year was this guy then? What year did we see Steve Austin? When
73. Show come out in 73, was a huge hit. The toy come out 2 years later, 75, launched by Kenner. And originally had 7 figures, but three of the 7 were 3 different versions of Steve Austin. And then you had his Oscar Goldman, Bigfoot, Maskatron, and Dr. Chrome Dome.
Oh, wow.
So guys, remember the program came out. We loved the program. We loved how he jumped over fences and made amazing sound effects. Those sound effects were brilliant. That sound was using other cartoons as what that that sound. It's just the soundtrack to the 70s moving into the 80s.
But DL, you do a good $6 million man vision. Let's hear it.
Yeah, the noises in that, they've done that good for the 70s. Man. I forgot about the vision noise.
Yeah.
Man.
So to watch the program, hear the sound effects, and then there's an action figure of it. Yeah. Because remember, in our days, before the great collections come out, we're going to talk about later, most boys' action figures were big toys.
They were big
toys.
Yeah, big.
Because
big
dolls are so popular for girls, they wanted equivalent. So, G.I. Joe in America became Action Man over here. And you had the Godzilla toys, you had Stretch Armstrong. But then the Bionic Man came along. And he had that red jumpsuit. He had the pumps on that you could take off his pumps.
Yeah, you had outfits for him. I had the red one.
Yes, I think that got us into trainers, like, because remember, trainers weren't really worn a lot in the days.
Yeah, it's true.
But we could take this guy's trainers on off, and he had a jumpsuit on, like Tretch from Naughty by Nature, like he was hip hop on this jumpsuit and trainers. Remember that look he had?
Yeah, the first one came with that red suit. That was the original one, and I remember getting that in the box. And this is one of my earliest memories of Christmas, man. I remember getting it at my nan's house. We used to go there on Christmas Eve, and they'd let me open the presents that they'd got me. So I remember getting this Christmas Eve. Must have been 77, 78 maybe. Them sort of days.
Maybe 78. Yeah.
I remember having that red jumpsuit, and then I got a few extra suits with it. I got an astronaut one, and I remember
that
the astronaut one, and I remember having a whole jean suit one. It was like when he wanted to go to a status quo gig. You know, it was that outfit, man. They were the three outfits I had, man. But you could get extra bits. I remember there being vehicles and play sets,
like Jeeps, isn't it?
Yeah, I only ever had the one dude, man. Just the one.
I'm sure you could buy, like the test shuttle. You can go in.
Like the capsule bit.
Yeah, the capsule. I'm sure you could buy the capsule.
I think you could.
I'm sure that.
Yeah, it weren't for him, it was for Action Man, but that was definitely about. I remember seeing the NASA capsule thing. Yeah.
So, Stacks, are you familiar with the $6 Million Man?
I'm familiar with the figure, but all you lot are enjoying this. I ain't even born yet, mate.
Yeah.
I'm not even
but we are
yet.
watching reruns as well.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's what it is. It's reruns.
Yeah.
That ran into the 80s.
Yeah, this did run into the 80s for us.
But by then there's a lot more other stuff on, and I'm just coming up. Do you know what I mean? So like, why you lot are watching reruns and enjoying the toy?
Did you ever watch the series at all?
Nah.
It was good. Yeah, it was good.
I'm learning to walk. I'm learning to talk.
You should have watched the Bionic Man. Would have learned to jump over fences.
Yeah, I ain't even like. Yeah. So like probably by like, I don't know, maybe 81, maybe. I'm kind of getting into other things, but yeah, I'm nowhere near. Like, I remember seeing the toy. I remember seeing the red tracksuit with the jean suit.
You could look through his eye, innit? The one I had a bionic eye. You could look through the back of his head.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Magnify. It's like so that's what happened when you look through that eye. It's mentally, you done it in your head. You did that in your head when you did it.
It had little plastic blocks, one that you could take out of his arm that looked like a wide circuit.
You know, like how Terminator opened up his arm.
Yeah, that's what
you could flap. It had a flap. You flap that open and see all his mechanics in his arm, and flap it back.
It was a good little toy.
I never had the pleasure.
But what was good about it? They made sure this is not a doll. This is not a doll. Oi, Henna, it's not a doll. The reason why they made sure it wasn't a doll because they made sure his hair was plastic. You didn't comb it. You couldn't groom him.
You couldn't groom. You couldn't plait it.
Groom Action Man.
You could. Action Man's hair was nice though, man.
Yeah, it was good.
Fuzzy.
It felt
fuzzy.
It was fuzzy.
It was. I felt like an old white lady. Like, let me touch your hair.
Yeah.
I love touching Action Man's hair. Let me touch your hair. Ain't that fuzzy? But as Stax was saying, but Stax said it with joy. And I understand that feeling of touching Action Man's hair, but $6 Million Man was like, nah, it ain't a doll. It's just action.
Yeah,
you don't need to groom him. He's got trainers on and jumpsuit. You don't need to comb his hair, or you know what I mean. But yeah.
Who's he up against?
We're putting him up against. Leroy's already said it, man.
Leroy's already said it. Around the same year as Chris said.
Probably the most iconic toy of the 70s, the Evel Knievel, the wind-up Evel Knievel.
It's got to
on
be
his motorbike. Man, that is a classic, man.
And it's ironic. It's ironic that the Bionic Man then became the Fall Guy as a stuntman.
Yeah.
Crazy. Evel Knievel.
Jumping buses and shit. Yeah.
So it's Evel Knievel toy versus the Bionic Man toy.
Evel Knievel, man. I loved, but I got my brother's Evel Knievel toy.
Did your brother get it for Christmas?
He must have done.
This was under a lot of people's trees, man.
Before he probably had Bionic Man as well, but I never saw it.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, when I got that Evil Knievel, oh man,
this was 73. This come out. The actual toy was first launched in 73, and it ran to 77. I never had it. I always wanted it. It's one of them ones I never got, but I knew someone who had it. But he didn't have just this. He had this one that was on the red winder, and then he had a blue winder with like a dragster bike. So he also had like it was like a big caravan that you could put them all in and drive them about in. Like, there was loads of parts, a trailer thing. There was loads of parts, and he had so much of it, man. So I used to look forward to going to his house now and then, and doing them down his stairs, and they were wicked, man.
Because he went in. Because the thing I was about to say Stevie Wonder, Evil Knievel, he wasn't an actor. He didn't have films. He just did stunts. So I don't know about you guys.
Were big back then, though.
But I don't know any other stuntman that had a toy range. Like,
it's true.
I've got a toy range. All I do is stunts.
But I don't know any other stuntmen from that era. You only know Evil Knievel.
There was loads about, but he was the only one that sort of off his own back made that.
Because remember, there was no CGI in film, so everything you see, all the car races, bullet,
it was real.
All stuntmen,
But Evil Knievel managed to get a toy range.
Gigs in Vegas and shit.
Yeah, but remember, he's jumping over like 10 buses. He's jumping 10 double-decker buses, and no one else ain't really doing
Didn't we have Eddie Kidd?
Yeah, we had Eddie Kidd.
We did.
Yeah, we had Eddie Kidd.
Yeah, we did.
I don't know what he jumped over, man, but
he jumped over like milk floats,
couple of phone boxes or something,
an ice cream van and a milk.
Evil Knievel was doing Grand Canyon and shit.
He done Grand Canyon.
Exactly.
He was Evil Knievel. When I think of him, that's the whole like John Wayne, Evil Knievel, all these proper. I'm American, like proper all out.
It's that outfit. It's like the Elvis stars and stripes.
Elvis, that's Evil Knievel.
No, it's true. So true.
How did he jump into our English lives? This full on American, full on, like tobacco spitting. I'm American. As Chris said, Grand Canyon jumping, tobacco spitting, that flag wearing jumpsuit dude.
There was you could get a canyon toy to jump across as well. I remember there being a big canyon you can buy.
Like
jump
a
it across it.
canyon that you as you say, wind up. You can wind up. But it was an amazing toy. Everything because remember, we're still in space mode. Like Star Wars is around us now, and when you're seeing a guy dressed in white, looking like a stormtrooper-ish on a bike, that's a big size bike. And remember, you could bend his arms. Remember toys
make
you
him
could
stand
bend,
up and shit.
You could bend, that wiring inside. So
it's true. You can make him stand up on the bike.
Stand up on the bike. You could
handstand on the handlebars. You can make him
You
can make him do moves, man. Man and shit. Yeah.
Amazing.
It's like early X Games in your own house, man.
Isn't it?
No, it's true.
That's why we like it so much. I think that's why BMX got its big ups because subliminally we're going. Do you know what? It's not a motorbike, but it's the closest thing to what Evil Knievel was doing.
And I'm jumping satin. You get your mate to lie down and jump him.
They've done that a few times.
Get the bricks out. Get the bricks from down the road.
They brought out a girl version as well. Derry Daring was the girls version. I don't think I ever saw that. Nah, I remember the dragster thing, because not many people remember that.
Did she even exist? Did they make her up?
They just made her up to bring girls in, I think. They just made her up. I don't think she was real.
I've never heard of that. Wow. And again, you couldn't comb his hair. It was plastic. Yeah,
with his helmet on.
And the helmet did come off, didn't it?
Yeah, it come off. It come off.
His helmet. It was one of those toys where like,
it was worth scraping your knuckles every time you done it.
Just
to see him go off. It was that.
See him go off. But it was one of those toys where you could take off his jumpsuit, but he still have the white gloves. That was still part of him. He couldn't take the gloves off. Remember, that's subliminal, but like, why has he just got white gloves, naked in white gloves? Come on, man.
That's some P. Diddy shit.
But you could take his boots off, But you couldn't take off his You couldn't take off his gloves. Anyway, guys, what we saying, man?
Oh, it's a hard one, man.
Nah, it's not hard.
It's not hard for Stacks.
Yeah,
me neither.
Evil Knievel from Stacks.
I love Evil Knievel, but that memory of sort of, it was when my dad was about as well. So the memory of getting $6 Million Man in them late 70s. But Evil Knievel I never owned, but it was an amazing toy, man. I really wanted it, my own one. I'm gonna have to go $6 Million Man.
$6 Million Man. Leroy?
Me, it's Evil Knievel. The popularity. It was such a popular toy.
Yeah, it was popular. But what about you? Think for yourself.
Yeah, no. I'm just saying it was just that was what contributed to it as well. I used to go around my friend's house to play with the toy. Yeah. So yeah, I'm going with that. I love the $6 Million Man show.
Yeah,
but Evil Knievel for me.
Wicked.
It had a lot of playability to it, definitely.
Yeah,
you could play
I'm definitely going Evil, but I don't know if I told you guys before. One Christmas, my brother got the Bionic Man, and I got Evil Knievel.
Oh, is it?
And that was the most amazing Christmas ever. But then we could just swap. Play with him for a minute. But I had Evil Knievel, and the box alone. Remember, it was like an artist painting of him jumping off. Background. Just a box alone. As a box. You couldn't see through it as a box, like cereal. So Evil Knievel is riding out as the winner for the first of our old school 70s, 80s, and a teaspoon of 90s toys. All right, so let's get to our next list. So this list, these two toys they're like great. They're like sensory toys. They're educational. They were fun. With me getting the Bionic Man, with my brother getting the Bionic Man and me getting Evil Knievel, my sister got this toy that we're going to mention now, and it was a sister toy, but hey, it was for everyone. It's Simon.
I knew it.
I actually thought it was something else, but yeah, Simon.
It's one of them toys that everyone's had a go, isn't it? Everyone's either had one or had a go.
Yeah, everyone's had a go. Everybody's had a go.
Yeah,
but up against Simon again,
another
educational.
One. I think I know which one this is.
This featured. What I loved about it featured an ET, and it helped ET get back home. It's orange.
An orange toy.
It's got a little holder like a satchel. Come on, man. It's speak and spell.
I knew it.
Just the voice. The voice is wicked.
And the white one for maths.
Speaking maths.
Yeah. Speaking maths. Yeah. There was a few speak and read.
Yeah.
But me looking at these two now, Stacks, you would know this especially. I think Todd Edwards based his whole fucking production on both games. Like, so the boo from Speak and Spell and I do them little bits. Like spell. Mate, I just worked Todd Edwards out, Stacks. Live.
He must have done.
So yeah, Speak and Spell versus Simon, guys.
Oh, that's hard.
I never had a Speak and Spell.
I never had either.
I never had either.
My sister had Simon. I had a Speak and Spell.
I had the Pocket Simon. Remember the Pocket? So it was still quite big. It wasn't really pocket size, but it was a lot smaller than the big mother one.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, Chris, because I was thinking, was there a smaller version?
It was. Yeah, it was.
Stacks, what were you saying?
When you play Simon on your own, it's a lot easier than when you play with people.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
You concentrate more, innit?
Mate, when you play with people, I'm just like, I'm out. I can't remember nothing. But
it was hella frustrating.
Tell me about
the further you get, the more complex the lights, the noises, the more it got.
And everyone's doing their thing, and then they're looking at you, and it's like, you press
it's your go.
Press it, and then you press it once, like, again. I can't play Simon with other people, man. I just can't do it.
Yeah.
This was launched in '78, man, and they hired Studio 54 in New York to do the big launch for it. So
of course they did.
It's the music, the lights, is proper disco, isn't it?
I always used to liken it to the Close Encounters.
Yes.
UFOs.
And it kind of had that shape as well.
It's like a flying saucer.
It was UFO.
Yeah. But I used to pretend it was a steering wheel sometimes, and I had all these like gadgets I could press on the steering wheel.
Simon was big. Simon was big.
Both of those toys were big.
Beacon Spell was massive. For me,
Beacon Spell
was massive.
Texas Instruments, man. They done a lot.
Texas, remember they were big in the 80s.
They had the Professor thing as well.
Digital come out in the 70s, innit? So everything, was getting digitalized.
Texas Instruments, man.
It had that calculator look to it, but
they made watches.
Yeah, you were saying Little Professor was the only one of this sort of range that I actually had. I didn't like maths, so I didn't play with it much. But looking back on it, that game was okay as well. But
was there one that was an owl one?
It looked like an owl, but he was actually. I think he was an actual professor, but he did.
I know that one,
but he had little.
There another one. That may be the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, I think it is, because I thought it was an owl, but looking at it now, it is a little professor dude. But he had a moustache and big eyebrows that made him look like owl ears.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right. That's right. Okay, so what we saying? Who's up for Speak and Spell? Who's?
I'm definitely up for Speak and Spell, man. I carried that thing around for years. I loved spelling. I loved spelling and writing when I was a kid, and Speak and Spell was with me for. I've still got it somewhere.
You still got it? Wow.
That'd be worth a bit if you've got that now, man.
It's not worth that much. I've looked it up already, but you have to have the back where the battery goes, and everybody loses that.
Everybody loses the back, don't they?
Yeah,
And they
yeah.
start putting sellotape on the back,
Yeah.
and all this kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But now, Speak and Spell library.
Yeah.
Try again.
Yeah, innit? Wrong. Try again.
Yeah.
Speak and Spell was, I think, the first toy to have a digital visual display.
It was good. It was good.
I'm
was
going
good.
Speak and Spell.
Speak and Spell.
It was the one toy I used over and over and over again, and it was expensive at the time too.
It was proper expensive, but worth it.
100%.
Worth it.
So what are you saying, Lou? Then,
I'm just Speak and Spell.
Chris?
I like the noises and the stuff Speak and Spell used to do, but I played with Simon a lot. I think, like with other people's
did you?
and little one.
No Diddy.
We had Duncan Norville coming out. Played with Simon. Okay. And no wonder he was a Duran Duran fan.
I'm going Simon.
Anyway.
I'm going Simon, man. 25 quid that was when it was launched in 78. So it's probably worth
That's
about
a lot of
120.
money.
Yeah, that was big money in them days, man. It was about 120 quid.
27
It was.
quid. Jeez.
That's Simon, you're saying?
Yeah. I don't know what Speak and Spell was, but I know
Wow,
I remember the 80s
27.
one. Is the one you had, Stacks, the one with the plastic keyboard, like it was like
Yeah,
spill
it's
proof.
flat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
flat
was the
keyboard,
redesigned one. The one that's worth money is the one before that because it had like typewriter keys. So the one that had the flatter one was our version. It came out in 1980. That one.
That used to remind me of Ziggy from Quantum Leap as well.
Yeah.
Press this thing yet.
But you know when you go
Yeah.
Yeah.
at least to make that noise, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was that? What did Ziggy name that thing again? I forgot what it was in Quantum Leap.
Yeah. I can...
Quantum Leap, yeah, I can't remember what he called it. Was it a female's name or something?
Yeah. Something like that.
All right, are we ready for the next one?
What did you go for, D? What did you go?
I'm because I've got the memories of Simon. My sister had it for Christmas,
Yeah,
and it was, yeah, I'm going with Simon.
that's good. It makes it a draw. That makes it a draw, man.
Was you any good?
I was, as Stacks was saying, by myself I was good, but if you had to play the group thing, then I got lost.
Mad.
That was hella frustrating for me.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
I got
Simon was
lost, I got lost.
frustrating.
Okay, so are we saying two Simon, two?
Yeah.
Two? It's a Desmond, yeah.
There's a Desmond, mate.
Okay, so let's move to our next one. Stacks is going to be torn on this one.
This one's hard.
Skeletrix.
Yeah.
Who's getting hot in here?
Versus, was it versus that? What can we put
A
up
remote
against
control
Skele-
car.
Yeah,
It's got to be that.
yeah. RC cars versus Skeletrix.
I'm out. I can't choose that.
There's no
I can't choose
draws.
that.
You got to pick one.
I can't choose between Skeletrix and a remote control car. You
have
crazy?
I love both as well, but I can definitely because I had more fun with one. than I did the other.
Electrics or the radio controlled car. So remember, we live in a land of fantasy. So not the one any Scalextric versus any
the
radio
F1
controlled
one
car.
or the one with the
Any.
lights on.
The one
Or
you
the
saw
floor
when you was a
track.
kid and goes, I wish I had that. Maybe you see the Hornby adverts and see the whole
Yeah, I
Scalextric
always
set and
wanted
the
a
grass
track as well,
and
you
the
know.
spectators.
Yeah,
Mate.
everything.
Do you remember
was
the
there, man.
advert? Do you remember the
that's
advert for
what I'm
sketches?
saying.
Ski Skeletric.
The lights would come on, mate. I used to get excited seeing them adverts. But radio controlled cars, they were in a land of its own. They didn't need
Yeah.
adverts. You
No,
just
they-
knew they
yeah,
existed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And you just wanted one.
Between the
Yeah.
80s and the 90s, that is the golden age for radio control.
Especially with all the classic cars from TV shows that come out. So you
Yeah.
had classic cars that existed, and then you had Knight Rider remote control cars.
Yeah.
Full Guy.
Full Guy, Dukes of Hazzard, 18
Dukes of
van,
Hazzard,
every
18
remote control
van.
car going.
And the Bigfoot come out.
The Bigfoot come out. Yo, mate. So I'm gonna ask Chris first, because Stacks is gonna be a couple of minutes.
That might be a couple of hours.
Yeah, no, I could be as well. See, radio control cars, I wanted not the professional, like the amateur professional ones.
Yeah.
I know which ones.
You know, the buggy, the hoppers, and all of them sort of one.
Yeah.
It was, you know, the 80s. There was a company called Teo in Japan, and then there was Tyco in USA. They were running the RC world in them days, but I could never get to that one. The closest I got was Kit Knight Rider.
You had the Knight Rider one. Yeah, I remember that.
Wasn't Tamiya out by then?
No, probably a bit later, probably more 90s, towards the 90s. But yeah, I remember the kit having Knight Rider was one of them presents. I wanted it under the tree. You know, it was a wicked Christmas present to have, but it wasn't. It couldn't do the things that, you know, that them buggy things could do. You couldn't take them out to the park and rip it around and do all that. So I did love it.
But it was a beginner's one. It was like the TV show.
It was
a remote control car.
Yeah,
it worked.
It was for indoors, racing around your house and stuff. And I remember I ended up smashing it up because I tried to make it do some turbo jumps and stuff, and I ended up writing it off after a little while, man. Yeah, I done some stupid stuff.
They were metal. The original Skeletrix cars were die-cast metal.
Yeah,
they weren't plastic.
They definitely were, but
they were proper.
So yeah, so that was about as far as I got into the radio control. But yeah, one of my early memories, I remember my dad coming home one day, and I remember for some reason just looking out the window, and he was walking up the path with a huge, great box. I'm thinking, man, what can that be, man? Open the door for him, and it was a Skeletrix. It was only the figure of 8 track, and it was in
it's Skeletrix.
It had 70s F1 cars, basically late 70s. I had a Lotus, a Renault,
the black and gold.
I had some wicked old ones,
mate,
man.
the black and gold JPSs. That's my all-time favorite Formula One car.
I think I had a yellow Honda as well, a green Renault, and then a few months after having it, we went to, I think must have been Hamleys or somewhere, and we got motorbike and sidecar, just 2 of those as well. So I had about 4 cars plus the 2.
George and Mildred.
Like George and Mildred, man. But yeah, the geese are hanging on to the side, like, to keep the weight
wicked,
down. They were wicked. They were good. So I definitely had a lot more fun, a lot more playing with the Skeletrix than I did just my Knight Rider car. And I could never get into the Dune buggy ones that I always wanted to. And, you know, a petrol one, that was out of the question in them days, man.
But they were big, though.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to say Skeletric.
Yeah, I'm going to
go Skeletric. But I think Chris, it was you or someone, when you was done with your Knight Rider car and it weren't working, I think you gave it to me. Because when it wasn't just working, but I was happy with that because I had the Knight Rider car.
The Knight Rider, yeah.
I remember had a switch underneath to make it go faster. You had to pick it up and push the switch to make it go speed too. Like,
and I'm sure you gave me your old one when you was done.
I do remember breaking it, thinking, I can't use it anymore.
You can't use it no more. Yeah, I swear it was your one. I loved that, man. It was second hand, but thank you.
It was a big one as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, it had a sticker saying Knight Rider on the door,
the little light at the front,
light at the front, had a little aerial. Did it have an aerial?
Yeah, it did have an aerial.
Yeah. They all had aerials.
I remember some were like, remember the early days of having a TV remote with the lead. Some remote control cars were like that. They had a lead.
Yeah, you had to walk around with it. Yeah,
that's the one I had. That's the because
those were whack.
Laughing at me like a bully, bully.
Nah, they were whack. They're the equivalent of stabilizers on bikes. They were whack.
An exercise bike is stabilizer.
Mate, it was cack, mate. It was cack.
It was proper cack.
But you had to walk. It was like you was walking an electronic car.
It was like a pet.
It was rubbish.
You couldn't see it drive off into the distance. You had to walk with it
because the cable was so low. You couldn't even stand up straight with it.
You couldn't. Like an old person shopping.
Yeah, it's true. No, it's true. So true. It was rubbish.
Yeah.
The equivalent of mittens through coats.
Yeah.
With a string. That's what it was like.
But I was happy. It was a car though.
Yeah, still, isn't it? Yeah.
I was happy. And I think we mentioned this car before, but every market had it when the bottom of it had like a spin.
Spinny bit. Yeah.
So it was like a police car. Yeah. So it will stop, make a police noise, and then spin.
It spin round.
Police noises.
Change direction.
Yeah. It's about the size of the Titanic. They were massive. They were massive. They were teasing you. They were on the level where if you were one, you could maybe sit on it and it could have a car, but it's too big for you to have. Do you know what I mean? Like if you brought it out and all your mates brought out their cars, you'd be the laughing stock.
Yeah,
you would.
You would.
I never showed Chris that. Chris, you didn't know I had a remote control car, did you?
I don't think no.
What, with a string?
I never showed you that, man. I was embarrassed, bro.
With a string. So you was walking the car.
Yeah, I'm playing that
That's
in my
funny.
room, and that's a wrap.
Nah, you can't come out on the road.
Can't come
roadside
out with
with
that.
Can't
man.
come out.
No, you can't.
I can't come out.
Hell
But-
no.
But my joy equivalent to it was, you all guys know this. It's still expensive, about £2.99, £3. It was, I forgot the name of it. Rough Riders.
Rough Riders.
Yeah, Rough Riders.
Rough Riders are wicked.
You could try and stop them.
4x4.
That was my closest to like
They
you
were
put
good.
batteries in and it just went.
Yeah, it just
I was happy with that.
Yeah.
And remember when it got advanced, if it bumped into a wall, it would just turn back.
It just turned.
turned,
Yeah.
yeah,
Just
yeah,
flip
yeah.
over. They
Yeah.
were like little
Yeah,
Fall
you're
Guy
like,
trucks,
okay.
weren't they? They were like Fall
Yeah.
Guy
Yeah.
trucks. They were wicked.
I had the
man.
blue. I had the blue one. I had the blue one. Yeah.
I love the Rough Riders.
Yeah, I
man.
like Rough Riders.
You could
man.
try
A few
and
of them.
stop them.
Yeah. All right.
Rough
so
Riders, 4x4.
we've got two of us. Is it Desmond again?
Scale Electric,
Yeah,
Scale Electric,
yeah.
RC, yeah.
Okay.
That not another
So-
2-2.
Well, that's fair though. That's fair because
That's
they're
fair.
both
Yeah, yeah.
brilliant toys.
These are worth drawing, these lot, man.
Worth
Because
drawing,
they're
yeah.
hard to decide between.
Exactly.
All right, so our next is a game again. You know, like Christmas, you've played with your toys, you've played with all your fancy toys, but now it's game time. And there's all these massive, extravagant games to play. There's Trivial Pursuit, there's Trivial Pursuit, and there's Trivial Pursuit. Because that was the biggest game in the 80s to play.
It's true. For adults, though, I never played that shit, man. It looked boring to
You
me.
wasn't playing that. May have been playing.
I was more interested in Downfall.
Yeah, you may have been playing one of these two games though. We could have chose Downfall, we could have chose other games, but we chose these two. Guys, you know what they are. You can be red or you can be yellow with a blue screen between the both of you.
yes.
Can you connect 4?
Yeah, big game.
So
Classic.
up against Connect 4 is another game. I didn't have this game, but I loved it. I saw the advert. I always just remember the build up to Christmas and all the adverts
Enough
between
adverts.
7 and 11 were just kids' toys adverts.
Yeah.
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 Just
Nothing
you,
but.
you see Jeffrey the giraffe in Toys R Us. You see all these toys, but this advert was an American one, and it always used to come on around Christmas. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, it's Connect 4 versus Guess Who.
Ooh. Yikes.
Connect 4
Wow.
versus Guess Who. The reason why, again, we've chosen these two, but these are games. There's a lot of other games where loads of people play, or you can just play. But this is
These are
one-on-one.
one-on-one.
Let's have it
Like
out.
Battleships. That was another
Yeah.
one-on-one one.
Battle-
Let's have it out. Can you guess the identity of this person, or can you cross a line quicker than me? What's the best one, guys?
That's hard, you know. That's a
It's supposed
hard.
to be.
That's a tough one.
Yeah. Both games are thoroughly enjoyable.
Yeah. As a kid, I played Connect 4 more.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Guess Who?
In school, I remember in
Yeah.
school,
Mm,
you could play that game. The
Yeah.
teachers
Yeah.
never didn't mind that.
Yeah.
like Guess Who? Not that I didn't play it as a kid, but I remember playing it more as an adult with the kids.
I get it.
No, I played it a
And some
lot as a
and some
kid.
of the faces changed. You looked at it. They ain't the same face. I remember from the 80s.
Yeah, no, they did
Thank
change.
you.
They've
Yeah.
been redone a few
True.
times. They've been done a few times, man.
Yeah. But as I said, they're the two that you could challenge. Like, look, we had Operation, but that's just you
big
and
game.
people egging you on and waiting. How long are you going to be? You know,
Operation
it's
was
true,
one of
isn't
my
it?
favorite games back in the day. Actually.
Brilliant
I
game,
loved that
but
game.
you could just play it. We
One
had
person,
Twister,
yeah.
and you had to play that with a squad.
Big game.
You
The
had
Scrabble
Hun-
Scramble, that was a one person as well.
Scramble, yeah.
With
you
the
had
with the
that.
ball in it that go around
That's
the course.
right.
I used to love
You had
that
Hungry
game, man.
Hippos, which is great, but that's a
4-player game.
4-player game.
Buckaroo.
You had Buckaroo, Perfection. Remember Jaws Buckaroo? Like a Jaws version.
Yeah, I like the Jaws one.
We had to take the stuff out of Jaws' mouth. Anyway,
Yeah. Now
that's
it's a
why we
dude
chose
in a
these two.
pirate in a barrel now, isn't it?
Pirate
Yeah.
in the Barrel, yeah.
Yeah.
And now there's the crocodile one with the teeth.
There was a crocodile one, man. I think I had the crocodile
I
one
think I
actually.
remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
yeah,
an old school game, man. I remember
Mouse
having that.
Trap.
Mousetrap.
Leroy, what is it for you? Connect 4 or?
Does
Guess
your
Who?
person
What
wear a hat? Does your person look like they've eaten what's it? There was always a
is it?
ginger one.
Yeah.
There was a ginger one in there.
Have they got a moustache?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got a bald
That
head.
eliminates all the women. All right, we're up to something now.
Unless you had the Olympic version with Fatima in it.
No. Leroy, what you say?
Is it Diddy?
Yeah.
Shiny one.
Guilty as charged.
But in the environment we live in now, you wouldn't tell if it was male or female. You're playing Guess Who. You could say,
Yeah.
we can say.
You
what
can't
we
ask them
say.
questions no
You
more.
can't ask them. Guess who they made now?
Is it a them or a they?
Yeah.
Could be. Just confuse up the game, you know.
It's
The
well
game was
confused
simple
now.
before. Now it's just complex.
Now it's guess who gives a fuck.
Isn't it?
Because it's all fucking.
Maybe this is why the world's so fucked up. 'Cause not enough people playing Guess Who, man.
I like the name of that game. Guess who gives a fuck? Yeah, that's a game.
We should make that.
Yeah,
we should make that.
100% should.
Is it a man? Is it a woman? Is it? I don't know. Anyway,
Ooh, it's
Yes,
a hard
what
one.
are we saying?
Man.
Let's go and have a suit. Fuck this game. What are we choosing?
I'll go Guess Who.
I'm going Connect 4.
I'm going Connect 4 as well. I spent a lot of time playing Connect 4.
Yeah, as much as I like Guess Who, Connect 4 for me, I still play that with my
Yeah.
younger family members.
It's a big
family
game.
members. Yes.
Look, they're both great games, but Connect 4's got that. And Connect 4, I'm sure it's cheaper. It was everyone had Connect 4.
Yeah.
These
Yeah.
games were like a tenner, weren't they, back in the days? I think, to buy. They weren't too expensive.
MB games were
MB
killing it.
games.
Just how Texas Instruments,
Yeah,
MB games.
Everything
Wow.
was MB games. And
Everything was MB games. All right, so is it a 2-2 again?
It's a 3-1.
3-1. Okay.
Yeah. Connect 4, man. The only thing I didn't like about Connect 4, once you got the hang of putting one in the middle, putting one, two, there was a way of you could just always win. Whoever goes first pretty much always wins.
Yeah.
So
I get
that's
that.
the only reason that I got a bit annoyed. But I only get that when I'm playing with an adult. With a kid, it's kid fun time.
You
They
use the
don't
trick and you
realise. When you're playing with another adult and you both realise, hold on, if I go in the middle and then there, like, I'll win every
It's
time.
going to be like that all the time.
Yeah, it gets a bit
No,
boring.
but kids catch on nowadays.
They do.
Kids
Yes,
catch on and they're really sharp.
Yeah. For real. All right, let's get the next set of toys. Now, this set of toys, this is the elite. This is the Chris zone. Right in the Chris zone. Right in the Chris zone of toys. Chris would have got the whole set. He would have got the ships, their bathrobes, everything that they had existed. This would have had. I love both franchises. We all love both franchises.
everyone does.
I love them, but Chris loved them and actually got what he wanted out of them. So,
not everything.
most of it. I remember you had. I'm going to get into it in a minute. So ladies and gentlemen, it's the ultimate sets. It's the ultimate sets. I said
the
ultimate sets.
figures.
Yeah, that sounded
ultimate
sus.
Figures.
Yeah. It's figures. Do you want the slim figures or do you want the hench bodybuilding figures? Do you want the Star Wars set? Do you want the Star Wars set, the spaceships, the characters, the figures? Do you want that on Christmas Day? Or do you want to open up Castle Grayskull?
Oh,
see-
man.
And see the gym buddies and see Bony Face Henchman and his clan and see the whole Masters of the Universe. So it's Christmas Day.
Oh,
Christmas
man.
is coming up.
Darren, man.
Your parents are asking you, so
You can't put these against each other, in it. You can't.
which set would you want? Which
God.
entire set would you want?
I
Would you
think
want
I
the
know
Star Wars set or would you want the He-Man set?
I think I know what set I'd go for.
They were both
What
well
set's that,
wanted.
Stacks?
They're both. I think I'd go Star Wars. The Millennium Falcon or X-Wing.
Ooh.
Sorry, there's not many toys.
Ooh.
The Millennium Falcon and the X-Wing.
The Mandalorian.
Ah,
And Chris, you had both, right?
No, you had the X-wings. I
I had
really
the
wanted,
X-Wing.
and I had
You
the
had the
Millennium
Millennium
Falcon.
Falcon.
X-Wing was major.
I had a few ships, but just never the X-wing. I always wanted the
Millennium
X-wing.
Falcon
man.
was $49.99. I used to look
That's
at that price
expensive.
every
I
day
can't- is that how much
and
it was?
wish I could afford $49.99
Yeah,
in Toy
that's
Cave.
expensive back in
I used to look at that price tag and go, "Oh my god, I can only dream."
I remember, do you remember
And then I
I had
met
half a Death Star? Do you remember that?
You had
that-
half a Death Star.
half
The
the Death Star,
cardboard.
yeah.
The cardboard.
Big one, yeah. The
Yeah.
collapsing wall and the
wow.
walls,
Yes.
the crushing
yes.
thing.
See, I told you guys. He
It
had the Death
You drop
Star.
them down the chute. Yeah.
See, the garbage capacitator.
Yeah, that's
Button on the garbage capacitator. Yeah, Chris had it all. What I was going to say, when we were talking about the Bionic Man and all the big size Action Man figures, Chris had big size Ben Kenobi, like Action
Yeah.
Man size Ben
Really?
Kenobi.
Jeez.
Action Man size
C-3PO.
C-3PO.
Yeah, and Vader. I had three of them. Yeah, I
And
think my dad
Vader.
got it. I wish I had them. My dad got me them.
Yeah, and
And,
I remember your Vader had he had a cape,
He had a
not that
proper
plastic
cape. Yeah.
cardigan
It was
that
a-
he has with the little
a
toy.
cloth thing.
He had a
Cardigan, you know.
cape.
Yeah.
He had a cape.
I don't think we didn't really play with them. They just stayed in the boxes on top of my
I
wardrobe.
just used to look
but
at them and go, damn.
I got a feeling all of that just got left when we moved house when I was about 14 or something. I weren't
remember
playing
you
with
had-
shit, but I had it all
Yeah.
still, and it just
Yeah.
must have all got left there, man.
I remember you
what
had
I
that,
had?
man.
I had one stormtrooper. It's probably about this big.
Mm.
You know, the little ones.
Yeah.
And it was my brother's. So I was like,
Yeah.
I got one stormtrooper. And then I don't know what I'd done. Somehow it ended up behind the glass cabinet in the front room.
Yeah.
I never saw that dude again, man. I was fuming.
The first thing you lose is their weapons.
Yeah,
Oh,
always.
you didn't even have a weapon.
Yeah.
They all come with
Yeah.
them, but yeah, they're so small, you lose them straight away.
They're so small, man.
So small.
Yeah.
I mean, when these first got launched, they when the film come out, they weren't ready with the toys. So what
That's right.
Kenner did was give people certificates, like early bird certificate packages. As soon as they did come out, which I think they were available in a set at first, and there was only
Just after the Star Wars came out.
Yeah,
After
it was
New
about
Hope
a
came
year
out.
after or something. Yeah,
Yeah.
and you could only get like 4 or 5 figures, and then I think when it went to about 20 figures, that's when they sort of started launching in the UK, because you had them on the back of the pack, all of the other figures
Yeah.
you could get, but they were quite limited to what you could
They
get.
were.
Everyone,
But they didn't
had
think
a-
the film was going to blow up
Nah,
like that.
Exactly.
nah.
So didn't think there was going to be a demand. So
Yeah.
what's the point making loads of figures if the film's
It
It
not?
probably
Brian,
weren't
yeah.
until like Return of the Jedi when figures were, there was one of everyone then, innit? They
Even
backdated the
people who was in the
figures.
background.
Yeah,
Someone
he-
in the background,
yeah.
like an Ewok who you saw in one clip.
He's
got a
getting a
name,
figure.
And
Yeah,
he's got a figure.
Yeah.
it was endless what they could do with that
Yeah.
franchise, wasn't it, man? Toy
Yeah,
wise.
hell yeah. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, it's the Star Wars range is incredible. Did I ever tell you the story about when my granddad bought me the Star Wars set?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
He
Like,
came
he
over
got-
from America, innit?
America and got me the
yeah.
Empire Strikes Back set.
Because I remember
But did
you had some good things, man. I was like,
That's
man, like, I've never
exactly.
seen these
Yeah.
ones.
But I just realised that my granddad only bought me the black figures. He only bought me people in Cloud City.
Lando.
Remember, I had the
You
Cloud City
had the Cloud
spaceship.
City
I had the
spaceship.
Cloud
You
City
did.
spaceship
You did,
and the
yeah.
black pilots and Lando.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, what? Where's Han Solo? What? Where's Luke?
Right on, brother.
He bought me all just black characters and black spaceships. like no one talks about them spaceships. No one's
The
got that
Cloud City
spaceship.
ones, yeah, the
No
pod
one's got
things.
Hey, you should have kept that.
I should have kept that.
Oh,
Only
shit.
bought like this movie had
That's
snow
funny.
speeders, X-wing
Oh,
fighters,
I always
Yoda,
wanted the snow speeder.
bounty hunters,
Yeah.
and he just bought me black figures. Lando's guards.
Yeah. You know.
Lando and his guards. And he might have bought me LeBot.
Yeah, I think you did. Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
seeing him
but-
as a toy, man. I think you did.
But yeah, so Leroy, what you having? He-Man or Star Wars?
Yeah.
Really even spoke about He-Man.
He-Man come out in '82, a bit later, but yeah, it was big again, wasn't it, man? When that come out, man.
Yeah. Sorry, Leroy.
Yeah. Yeah, no. As much as I loved my He-Man figures back then,
Yeah.
if I had a choice, it'd be Star Wars figures,
Yeah,
man.
It's gonna have
It was
be.
just, oh man.
I
It
did,
was,
love the
Was
He-Man
there,
ones
to
as well.
say that, Chris, was there ever a time when you went, do you know what? I might have to leave Star Wars for a while. This He-Man set's looking all right.
I think there was a time. You
There
couldn't
was,
mix them
there
because of the
was.
size of them.
couldn't
You could
mix
mix them
them.
with the
Yeah, size as
18
well.
figures, but you couldn't mix them with the
You couldn't mix them.
Star
no.
Wars figures. So you had to. I think there was a time where, yeah, I thought, you know what? I've played with Star Wars for so many years. I want something new. So
Because
it was
in them days, bodybuilding wasn't a thing. You only saw only physique you saw was Lou Ferrigno and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah,
that was it.
Yeah, yeah.
There's no
Yeah.
one else you saw with incredible physiques like that.
So
when you
maybe
saw
Mr. T.
not
He
incredible.
wasn't like the
physiques,
hench, but
I'm
he
talking
was
about
kind of.
I'm talking about stuffing footballs and saying they're your shoulders physiques. Like this. Like you know them
Odd-looking
physiques.
ones. Yeah.
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 Hercules looking dudes. But yes, Mr. T was in those zones, but
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. Terminator. And so when you saw He-Man figures, you went, damn, like
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
like
proper hench.
these physiques, but Star Wars figures were just they didn't have no physique.
Just normal. Yeah, just normal, isn't it?
Just toys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's true though.
But
He-Man was
everyone
different.
in the land of Eternia was hench.
built.
Even the women had thick
Yeah.
thighs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Proper definition of muscle. No, for real though, he's right.
It was only Ram Man. Ram
Picturing
Man
it
was the
now.
only odd looking one. The
Proper
rest were all,
definition in the
all
leg.
ripped.
But he was still,
Yeah.
Radman was still big. He was
He's
still big.
but he's more
No,
round.
Ram Man was how a real life security guard looks in the
Yeah.
90s. You know, you went to like Voodoo Magic or whatever, and
Yeah.
that guy with the bomber jacket on.
It's true.
That's what Ram Man is.
Yeah. No neck, dude. Just the head coming
neck,
out the
just head.
shoulders. You're one of them
Square.
dudes.
Just some square short dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for real though.
that's literally what Round Man looked
That
like.
was Round Man. But everyone else, like you say, Man at Arms, even the baddies. You had what? Who was the geezer? I think you had him.
Merman,
Beastman.
Stratos is my favorite
Trapjaw.
character.
Yeah. Trapjaw, Zodak, Merman, Beastman. Beastman used to like.
Everyone. But did you hear that they've cast Idris Elba to play Man at Arms?
Yeah, I heard that recently.
And when I heard that, I thought, do you know what? That's all right. Because I can see Man at Arms. Just because he's got a moustache. Just because he's got a moustache, I went, do you know what? He's got a moustache.
Does he look like a Duncan?
He looks like a Duncan. Idris Elba with a moustache, and that hat on looks like Duncan.
I think it'll work, but who's going to play Tila?
It has to, yeah. You've got to change up the game. It's good. Anyway, yeah. Guess who, eh?
Yeah,
Guess who gives her?
yeah.
But look, the He-Man set was brilliant. I don't know anybody that had Castle Grayskull.
That was a thing.
Nah, neither do I.
No, I
wanted
it. Yeah. They priced that really cheap as well. Like compared to like Millennium Falcon prices, that was like half the price. But not many people got it. But I remember at the time it wasn't that expensive.
What confused me when I was little, I don't know if it confused you or most of my crazy mind, but because He-Man had a sword, he wore furry pants, he rode on a big green cat, and it seems very barbarian, sword and sorcery-ish. When I started seeing spaceships and stuff in He-Man and lasers, I got a bit confused and thought, where is this? Exactly. I thought it was medieval dragon time.
Yeah,
exactly.
And they've got these spaceships and guns.
It did feel like that.
Yeah.
It felt weird.
Yeah.
Because when the toys come out before the cartoon, and no one had guns. So He-Man had a sword and an axe and a shield.
Yeah.
Man at Arms had a ball and chain. For every, there was no guns going on.
You might get a laser out of a staff or something from Skeletor.
Yeah, like sorcery. Not like sorcery, like natural electricity. Yeah. Not
laser.
Not what's that? What fake? There's a proper word for it. Well, I don't know the word, but yeah. You know what I mean? I got confused.
It's true though.
When they're flying in the sky on these Flash Gordon looking bikes, and it just looked.
It's true. It's true.
It confused me, but you know what I mean?
You're right.
And it made me think: why are you then wearing out this cat when you can fucking fly on a rocket cycle? And all, why are you fucking riding on a cat? What sense is that? Luke only rode a Tauntaun in one part. Other than that, he's on a speeder bike. He ain't got fucking time to ride on a Tauntaun.
It's true.
The attack He-Man's getting.
Anyway, so we're all saying Star Wars set.
Yeah, I've got to give it the Star Wars.
Yeah, as much as I love my He-Man set, Star Wars, man.
So there was always something new with Star Wars. Even when you thought you'd seen it all, they'd release Jabba's Palace or something.
Yeah.
They'd be like, I need that. I've got to get that as well.
Display it well and set the scene like you're looking at Return of the Jedi again.
I can recreate that at home, man. I've got to get it.
But you know what was special? And I don't know if you guys noticed this. When The Mandalorian came out, the first season, there's a bit like episode... There was 12 episodes, right? Say episode 11 or 10. There was like a people carrier thing, and you could put stormtroopers, like you had 6
sound
ports.
effects on top.
Yeah, and it had you could press buttons. It had R2D2, where are you?
Really?
And a laser sound from a gun, and a stormtrooper saying, "It's him, get him," or something. It had all set lasers for stun. Had all these different buttons, right? And then I'm watching The Mandalorian, and that ship that was just made up was in The Mandalorian, and
I think that was the first time.
That was a magic moment. This thing wasn't even created for Star Wars.
But it was one of the first vehicles to come out back in the late 70s.
And they made it into on screen. So you could imagine.
That thought process must have been
took like 40 years.
40 years to see this on screen. It was crazy.
I remember that feeling. It was like, shit, I had that, man.
Yeah.
So I thought it was rubbish back in the day. I thought I had like the guys who were in the side, they can't get out.
They can't get out. Yeah.
Like, you've got to lift them out. I know you have to do that anyway, but it weren't real enough.
It weren't real enough. Yeah. But in The Mandalorian, then it's opened up as traps. They ran out the traps. Oh,
it looked all right.
It was a sight to see.
True.
Yeah. Okay. So we're all Star Wars. Let's move on to the next one. Sorry, He-Man, you had a good run.
It was good. Yeah.
But Star Wars just kept every film they brought out. They had a whole new galaxy of characters. Yeah. Hammerhead.
And He-Man got let down by Masters of the Universe.
Oh, massively.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Like Sabutio men.
Lucky they never made figures of that.
Yeah. Oh, I think they might have done, you know.
might have
They
done.
couldn't
Yeah.
have. Surely
Might
not.
have. I think what they did, they launched a grill door and something else to go in line with the He-Man figures.
They did,
But
didn't
they weren't popular, man. I never got them.
Yeah.
Even Orko, I didn't want him.
Yeah, they had Orko, didn't
Yeah,
they?
no one
Yeah.
wanted
Yeah,
Orko.
didn't
and
want
no one wanted
No one
Orko.
wanted- Who wants Orko? Imagine opening a Christmas present and seeing Orko.
Fuming.
Oh my god.
Or Prince Adam, like we said
Yeah,
before.
Yeah.
With pink
There's a
shirt.
warehouse still. There's a warehouse full of Prince
Yeah,
Adam.
you don't want Prince Adam or Tila or Orko. All right, let's go. Or Evelyn. All right, but they were fit. All right, so
Thank you. Tila was hot, mate.
She's a bit bony.
she was pale.
Nah,
blue and fit, man.
Tina was
No,
alright.
Tila was hot,
sorceress.
man.
Evelyn was hot as
Yeah,
well.
the sorceress was hot as well.
She was like the color of the blue milk that Luke drinks.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Let's move on.
let's move on.
Next one.
Toys.
Don't
toys,
go
toys.
into Diddy mode.
No, oh, please. Okay, so electronic games, as we know,
Ah,
as
think
we
I
know,
know.
as we know, you know, Atari came along, smashed it, but when the ET game came out, no one trusted
Yeah.
games. No one trusted consoles anymore. Because that
ruined
ET
it.
game flopped. But ET was the biggest film, so you're thinking if it's a big film, a game's gonna work.
the game's
right?
gonna be good.
Ruined
No.
The game was the
everything.
worst, and it crushed every consoles were scared.
It
to
nearly
bring-
took
if
down
ET
the
ain't
whole
making
industry,
it-
you know.
yeah, if ET ain't making it, how are we gonna survive? Anyway, so everybody used batteries. 80s was batteries. Battery companies, Ever Ready,
Yeah.
Duracell, were killing it in the 80s.
and the dud
All
batteries.
year round,
everything
from
was a
smoke
battery.
alarms to remote control cars, batteries were the thing. And these two were going to talk. We could have suggested loads.
Too many
There are
electronic
so
toys,
many,
man. There's loads.
too many. Whether it's the batteries the size of 90s earrings you used
Yeah.
to wear, or whether it's the AA, AAA, the ones you used to put your tongue on, the square ones that
9
used to give you
volt.
the little buzz.
D.
Yeah,
D
sorry.
size. D.
the big. You remember the big ones that were like little lunch
Yeah.
boxes? Oh my
Yeah.
Oh,
god!
yeah. Oh, gee.
Those ones.
Like a car battery.
Yeah,
Oh,
innit?
oh,
What were
mate.
they
Them
for
ones,
again?
like ever ready ones.
I remember them.
I don't know what they were used for.
Front doorbells. A lot of people had them on,
Yeah.
on in their front doorbells.
They
Right,
did.
come on,
Two wires coming off them like as a bomb.
Bloody hell.
The blue one, the
Some
red one.
IED shit going on.
Oh, Chris, you brought
Remember-
back some memory right there.
Yeah, you brought back
Always
some
at Ever
memories,
Ready.
Chris.
It's always at Ever Ready as well.
Yeah,
The
it
blue
was
one,
ever ready,
the
the
blue
blue.
one, yeah.
Every-
The blue one.
with a paper around it.
Yeah. You remember those doorbells where you could change the tone? Did you get? Did you ever
Thank
have
you.
that doorbell? You got excited. Oh, can we change it to this tone this month?
Yeah.
And
That was
it's
like
just-
getting,
but it's
getting a
funny,
cordless
innit?
phone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
oh, that was
yeah.
exciting getting a cordless
there was a
phone.
Christmas sounding one. At Christmas, you
Yeah.
put it on set
Yeah.
for Christmas sound. Oh
You remember
my
when
God.
doorbells were a
Doorbells.
thing?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Proper.
They were a thing.
We
You
always
could-
have just had the standard ding dong one, but yeah, you could
Ding
get some
like,
musical
there
chime
was
ones.
tunes. There was like composed shit.
doorbells.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doorbells.
Doorbell.
Bloody
Anyway,
hell. Things
we
you don't
go
see
off.
anymore.
things you don't see or hear, or just a knock. Now it's this.
Yeah, innit?
Just a knock. It's a knock. Did you hear that knock?
Yeah, I heard it.
Okay. Okay. So batteries were the thing. Batteries were the thing. So as I said, the batteries used to have that look like 90s earrings were really big in one of these sets, and the AA was big for these sets, or the AAA.
I think I know the
So,
ones you're
first
going
of
for.
all-
As well.
First
One
of
of
all,
these was a game changer.
First
man.
of all,
It was-
Tomy was one of the game.
I knew it.
masters.
I knew it.
This was a game changer. This was 3D and VR before we even knew what 3D and
Before we
VR
even
was, man.
knew what was going on.
This was a bad
You had
boy.
a shark version, a tank version, a racing version, a plane
Yeah.
Tron.
version, a spaceship version. Tron was a big influence.
Yes,
You
yes,
felt like you were in
yes.
the
It did
Tron
look like
zone.
Tron.
And you
Yeah.
played it all on your Todd,
Yeah.
and it's the only game you couldn't go under the covers with,
Yeah.
or you'd see nothing.
You needed light.
Yeah.
You
you
needed
the
light this
for it to
time. You'd
work.
just be standing under a light, the brightest light. Where's the brightest light? Where's the brightest light?
For real,
You
though.
remember the 80s? When's the last time your battery, your light bulb went out?
About 2
Mine go
weeks
off
ago,
then.
actually. I had to go to
Yeah,
the
mine
shop.
go
Yeah, but
fine.
after how long?
Oh, yeah, it was time.
Years, yeah, they last years
they,
now.
But in the 80s, they seem to just
Every
dim
Yeah.
quicker.
every minute.
Yeah,
they
they
did,
did.
man.
Because
They did.
candles were always on the ready and a big box of
Yeah.
matches for some reason. Anyway,
Definitely. Some
or
power cuts.
or we just couldn't afford electricity.
Yeah, 50p in a meter.
Yeah, you know the things parents say. Yeah, it's just because
The whole road's out. It's not just us.
Yeah,
And then
it's
you
not
look,
just us,
everyone else has got
yeah.
light and shit.
Yeah,
You know, hold on.
they've got better candles than us. Don't worry. It'll be
Yeah.
back on. It'll be back on.
He'll be back on tomorrow.
It'll be back on Friday. Yeah.
It's funny.
Friday.
No, it's funny because candles don't really exist and matches don't exist in the household.
No. Candles exist, brother.
You need them for
Scented
backup.
candles.
Yeah.
No, scented candles.
Candles exist.
Scented.
In the
Yeah,
70s and 80s, it was them plain white ones in a
Yeah.
box in a
Sticks.
drawer
Remember?
somewhere.
Candlesticks.
Yeah, those sticks.
Yeah. Remember you
They're
see
like dynamite.
you know sticks of dynamite. You remember them like lanterns? You'd put a thing in
I
and
used to
walk
love
around the
them,
house
the
with your
gas lamps.
lantern. Yeah.
They were
Anyway,
wicked.
we sound really old. Anyway,
That's old,
Yeah,
man.
that's old.
Walking around
That's
the yard with a
some
lantern, you know.
Rag and bone man, paraffin. Now, what are we talking about,
Proper
man?
old school.
Florence Nightingale.
We sound
Innit,
old,
Florence
man. We
Nightingale.
sound Danny Glover old.
That's some like
Steptoe and son.
proper pajamas and a lantern.
Yes.
Anyway, so guys, yes, it's the
Who
Tony.
goes there?
It's just open a little flap in it, little eye. Look at that. Shut it back. No, okay. Okay, so it's the Tomitronic versus. Come on, Nintendo.
It had to be.
Nintendo started this
Had
off.
to be.
Nintendo were like, before we blow your minds with our N64s and all the rest of it, we're going to introduce a little plumber,
Yep.
and he's just going to fight a big ape, and he's going to go up this ladder, and you're going to love it the rest of your life.
Rescue some woman.
Rescue some woman on a double. It's a Big Mac again.
Double
Yeah, it was
Big
the
Mac
first double screen. It
of
was the
hand
first
games.
double
Mate.
screen, man.
So
'Cause
is it
Game and Watch? I think
Game
already had some.
Watch, it was
They
cool.
already had some titles out like Popeye and this and that. But
Yes.
Donkey Kong was the first dual
Donkey
screen.
Kong.
Orange
yeah.
one with the hologram leg.
Orange one.
Tomitronic versus Donkey Kong. The orange, what's that basketball ball color?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
can't. I
toffee.
can't choose really. I had both of these, and
It's
I can't choose.
Yeah, they're both
Tomitronic
wicked, man.
versus what one are you opening Christmas Day and going, this, wow.
Both of them.
Yeah.
At
Both
the
of them.
time, both
Yeah,
of
there
them.
was-
Yeah.
you couldn't.
Both, man.
You couldn't.
82 was Donkey Kong, so it come a bit earlier than Tomitronic.
Yeah.
But yeah, the feeling of getting either of them
Tomitronic was
at
amazing.
And
like,
again,
wow.
I don't know about you guys, but I don't think I ever saw an advert for Donkey Kong
No.
handheld.
Nah,
No, you
I don't remember
didn't,
any
you didn't.
Definitely
Nintendo
not.
adverts back in them days.
They just, it was word of mouth. Better than the internet.
Yeah.
It spread.
Yeah. Or Toy Day at
Everyone-
school. Someone come in and was like, "Wow, what's
Someone to
that?"
bring it in. Yeah,
Everybody knew
yeah.
that game.
Mate,
Everybody knew that game.
This
Everybody.
first introduced us to the D-pad. The first time
Yes.
anyone had seen
Yes.
a D-pad was on
Yep.
Donkey Kong,
Yes.
and now there's still, every controller, even today, still got
Yeah.
a D-pad on it.
Yeah, that's right. That's
right.
right.
Copywritten that.
Another
they'd have been
game changer.
Quids in, wouldn't
Like,
they? Patented that. They'd been quids in.
but the thing with Donkey Kong, what was great, is that again, you had to play it. It was so addictive that the batteries did go quick. That was the only
Thank
downside.
you.
Not the
I was just
gameplay,
about to
nothing.
say that.
But it was
Yeah.
such an addictive game. All of a sudden, he's looking fadey. He's
Yeah,
looking like
you
you
can
can barely
barely
see
see
a photo
him.
in Back to
Yeah.
the Future. Yeah,
Well, there's like 50 of them on
Yeah.
the screen. Remember when
Yeah, in all the
everything used to come on the
motions. Yeah,
screen?
yeah.
Mate, that used to make my skin
Everything.
crawl. It freaked
Yeah,
me
that
out.
used to freak me out as well.
I thought, why am I seeing every motion? Yeah,
Yeah.
every barrel,
Yeah.
every lift of a barrel, every.
I
oh.
love that, man.
But it was such a, and like, I don't know about you guys again, but I wasn't invested in who Mario was. It was just a guy,
Yeah.
No.
and he was running up a ladder, and he's trying to
Yeah.
get rid of this
But
monkey.
when this got launched, he didn't even have a name. He wasn't really Mario. In Japan, he was the
Jumpman.
Kyujo man, which is the rescue man, and in the UK, he was just a character. They didn't even have a name. And Pauline, who's the woman, she was called Louise in the English version,
Yes.
and she was just the lady in the Japanese version. But then later they became Princess and Mario, same
No.
character.
Mario,
you
yeah,
see
yeah.
Mario, when he goes, "It's a me, Mario."
yeah,
He's actually speaking Japanese. It's Sumi. That means super. It doesn't mean it's me, Mario. He's saying Super Mario in Japanese.
Itsumi
It's-
Mario, it's a Super Mario.
okay.
I was like, what?
That sounds like he's got an Italian
Yeah.
accent. It's a me, Mario. It does sound like
Yeah.
that.
Alright.
It does.
But it's
Okay.
Super.
Blatantly
means
does.
Super Mario.
Stacks up.
Crazy.
You get a gold star in the morning for that. That's
Can I get a mushroom instead?
You get what?
I get a mushroom.
A mushroom.
Not the magic ones.
You get a box this Christmas. You get a box of mushrooms. Leroy, send him a box of mushrooms for Christmas.
Quickly changing the subject, I played Super Mario in Dubai. Fucking, it's wicked,
Oh, you
man.
actually
Proper,
played it? Went on the track?
proper karting. Yeah,
Oh,
on
is
the
it?
track.
Oh,
And you had
wicked.
on the steering wheel, you've got a shoot backwards, shoot forwards.
You throw
shoot
bananas?
Shells, throw bananas. Yeah,
What?
had some extra things like hammers, boxing gloves. They put some extra bits in, but fuck, it was good fun,
That
man. It was
must
really
have been
good. Only lasted about
wicked.
half an hour, but really good. Battle karting, Mario style. Really
That's
good.
brilliant.
Yeah,
That's
I'd be
brilliant.
up for that.
Did any of the tricks happen? Did you get a banana thrown at you or anything?
Yeah, I loads of things. You could chuck eggs as well. If you drove through an egg, your car would just stop.
Really?
Because they couldn't make the car spin,
Yeah.
so I think they used eggs instead of bananas. So you could throw eggs and that backward and forward, and your car would just get stuck in it, and then it'd go on again.
That's
But they were electric cars.
frustrating, though, man.
They were quite quick.
Yeah.
That'd be
sounds
so
good, man.
frustrating. You were like,
It was
Oh,
frustrating,
but
man.
cool.
And there's boost bits on. There's bits you can drive over, like in Formula E. If you drive over it, you get a boost
yeah.
like, for 10 seconds and stuff, as well as chucking the stuff. It was really good, man.
yeah, I gotta try that.
It is well worth it. I was saying to them, they need something like this in the UK. I know they got one
In Japan, they got
centre
in Japan, they got actually Mario World as well. Then
You can go out in the streets.
yeah, the
You
streets,
can hire
yeah.
carts and go in the streets and do shit. It is fun, man. Really
So what is
good.
it, guys? Tomitronic or handheld Donkey Kong?
Ooh.
I spent so much time on both of these.
Both
It's
of
them.
so
So did I.
bad. This
Yeah.
is the hardest.
Yeah. We've got to choose one. We've got to choose one.
I'm probably going to go Tommy because it was, that was our opening to what's now VR and 3D.
Yeah, it was next level, wasn't it?
Yeah,
was a
it
bit
was
of the
next
next
level.
level.
Yeah, yeah.
And no matter which one it was, no matter which game it was, they're all good. I'm going Tomitronic. I do love Donkey Kong.
I love Donkey Kong
Yeah,
too,
same.
yeah.
But I'm going Tomitronic for the experience. I had a second-hand one, but I was happy. It was Tomitronic.
Yeah.
Loved it.
You can't beat that feeling. That feeling's just different.
Leroy?
Tommy for me.
Okay, so
Tommy for
Tommy
me.
all
Awesome.
around.
All
Tommy
around,
was
yeah.
killing it. All right, so as we've been going through electronics, we're going through toys, but we got a bit older and we wanted a bit of privacy for so many reasons. And these two just took us to new realms, whether it's visually or audio. And these two, I'll say it now, I never got these two for Christmas, but I dreamt of them. I prayed, and we all prayed. Chris probably got one of them.
I think I got one of them.
Yeah, you did. So, is it either, guys? Is it this one? Is it the mini TV with video recorder
Built-in.
combo?
The built-in one. Yeah.
Oh.
Come on, Mitsubishi. Is it Mitsubishi? Is that a brand? Is that a brand?
No,
What's
Matsui.
that?
Could have been a
Matsui,
Matsui.
sorry.
Matsui.
Or Hitachi or something.
Dixon's own
Matsui,
brand.
Hitachi, Grundig,
Toshiba.
Sanyo.
Sanyo, JVC. Come on. Was it one of those? Silver. Remember, silver was a big color
Grandstand.
for a thing.
Yeah.
Grads, come on. Was it one of those, or was it? This is audio now. Was it the twin deck stereo system, man? The boombox.
Ooh.
Boombox. Tape to tape.
Tape to tape.
I think I might have
double
got that for
taping.
Christmas.
What would you rather have liked to have had? If someone said you could have one of these two,
I'll go
video TV combo,
combo,
or the
man.
twin cassette.
It's hard, man.
If we're in the 80s, this video combo.
I didn't get a video and TV in my room till late. I weren't
Exactly,
allowed
same.
one. It was a front room
Same.
thing. You got to sit in
Yeah.
the front room and watch your films.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
I didn't get TV in my room till I was like 16 or something.
Probably the same, yeah.
Yeah, we wanted privacy. We
15,
didn't get that.
16.
We didn't get that. We had to watch Dallas.
I only had a TV. It didn't have the combo.
You're
in my
lucky.
room.
You know what I actually really wanted? Remember the Casio TV? The little one.
Oh, yes.
That's what I actually
portable.
wanted. They're
The portable
99.99 they were. I looked at them a lot.
See that I had one like that. That's like a 5-inch. Mine was black and white though, man.
I was about to say that. You said
No, there was
black
a
and
colour
white.
version.
Remember it, yeah.
And there was a color version
There
after.
was a
Yeah.
colour
Yeah.
version.
But the first one was the black
I wanted
and white.
that. I wanted that so bad.
It had a tape deck and a radio built in, but the screen, like the
Yes.
TV screen, was literally that
Like
big. And I used to
yes.
watch Cell Block H on it and all the
Yes.
late night things on
I
it.
remember. I watched it. We used to watch Tim Westwood. We used to watch the Inside Radio
Night
on there,
Network.
bro.
Night Network.
Yeah, Night Network. You used to watch Night Network on there. Come on, man. I remember that.
I always wanted a TV in my room, man.
Yeah.
No, I had one.
No,
had
I
a
did
TV
have
in
one,
my
but
room.
I had the Amstrad. I had the Amstrad, didn't I? So I had a TV.
I see, you know, lucky.
Oh,
My
Yeah, you
Spectrum,
did. Yeah.
my Spectrum lived downstairs, so I had to
Yeah.
wait till.
Well, the green
I'm
TV.
sure- I can't remember. Yeah. No, I had a TV. No, I didn't. I put my Amstrad in.
Yeah, you did have a little color.
So
TV.
what is it, guys? What present's more grand on Christmas Day? Which one? Which one do you want to open? Which one would you?
I want the TV, mate.
Yeah.
I want the
TV?
TV.
Yeah, I think TV. But as we got older, we would have taken the stereo because we'd start listening to music, recording off the radio and all that. So
Well, no, I think still would have been a TV because
There would
Yeah.
be a TV.
because we are taping off the radio, but pirate videos have come in now, and there's certain you can't put
Yeah.
Evil Dead in the family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't put Emmanuel on in the family room. You can't put Screwballs on. Oh,
Man.
Porkies.
you're exposing us now.
Bachelor Party. You can't put them on.
Yeah, you're exposing us, man.
You need them in your room.
You know what I mean?
I went into the archives 9.5 weeks.
And how many manuals were there?
You know what I mean? There's about Emmanuel in space. There was enough of them.
There was about 13 in it.
Yeah, there was loads of them.
That's
There was loads of them.
Emmanuel-
Start getting
12.
Roman numerals and
Innit?
shit. But
Yeah,
yeah,
man. Big up to the actress that played Emmanuel,
Yeah.
though.
yeah.
You made
And it was
a
all-
lot of boys happy, young boys happy.
Mate, I don't remember her
And
name, but yeah, it was a thing. But yeah, the TVs were always small though, weren't they?
Yeah.
On
They're
the
like little
combos.
12, 14 inch. That
like
sort of size.
proper,
wasn't it?
like radio aerials on them, innit?
Yeah.
Think of it, they paved the way though, having them combo things. They paved
Yeah.
the way for the technology that came after it. So
It
you
did.
got to give it to them a
Definitely.
bit.
A lot of what we've mentioned has paved the way.
True.
To have one of them, all you needed now is a Nintendo or a Sega, and you can plug that into there. So you've got, you can watch films, you can play games now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
were
it's
lucky
true.
if you could
It's
do
true.
that, man. I was the same as Stacks. I had to put everything was in the front room. The Spectrum, all of that, it was all in the front room. So I never. Had mine.
Yeah, I remember.
Have to wait until they. Are you watching the telly? No. Can I play a game?
Yeah.
No.
You remember that?
But you're not watching the telly though.
Do you know how we marvel at how kids know tablets and stuff, and you know when they're growing up. Think of what our parents used to think when we're saying, "Can we play our computers?" Like, computers. What? Do you know what I mean? Was our parents' generation like? It was pen and pad typewriter.
Typewriter. Exactly.
We're talking about can we play computers now? Do you know what I mean? And we know how to use them, and we know how to find things on teletext, and we know,
how to program the video.
We know how to program the video.
Videos, yeah.
It's that same cycle, man. It's crazy.
Cycle for real.
Nuts.
For real.
Okay, so we're all choosing the mini TV and video recorder combo. Okay, so now stacks may be divided
We need some
again.
transportation to get you about.
Transportation to get you back. But this is in the 70s though. This is in the 70s. But a new challenger could appear if you guys want one to. But we're in the 70s, and you know the Red Hand Gang are about, the Banana Splits are about. All this is going on. You see gangs going out into the woods. They're on skateboards or on roller skates, or they're on bikes. But which particular bikes? As I said, we're going 70s now. 70s moving into the 80s a bit. Again, secondhand. I had one. But is it the grifter or the chopper?
Oh, wow.
Iconic, both iconics, man.
You know what? You know what? I'm going to go for the chopper just because of the gear changing.
Okay. Yeah, good.
It was a
reason.
bit awkward though, man. The gear changing being down there, I preferred it on the handlebars like the grifter.
Oh, and the grifter didn't have gear change.
Yeah, I had it on the handlebars.
Had it on the
It had like a
handlebars.
motorbike.
Oh, yes, it did. Yeah, it did.
like a motorbike.
Yeah,
It was the
yeah,
first
yeah.
one that come like a motorbike. But I only knew people that had a grifter. There was three in the range: the budgie, the striker, the grifter. I had the striker.
I had the striker.
You
as
had the
well.
striker.
Yeah.
There's actually a fourth one that come out first, and it was called the Rally Bomber. That come out early 70s. Then the grifter, then the striker, and the budgie. But yeah, we got took to the shop, and you know when they size you for a bike, they're like, you're too,
they
you're
have
too
to
little
measure
for that
you in
bike.
that.
You got to have the budgie.
Yeah.
My brother got the budgie, and I got the striker. But
What colour striker did you get? I had
Black
the yellow
one.
and blue.
I
Oh,
had
you had
the
the black one. I
the
wanted the
black
black
one,
one.
I think I got it from the shop
bad.
around the corner, you know, by Acton.
Wolseley's.
Yeah, Wolseley's. Yeah,
I got mine
there.
from Fudges.
I remember
Fudges. Remember
Yeah,
Fudges?
I went to
Oh
Fudges
my,
to get mine.
oh
That was a
my
good bike
days.
shop.
And again,
Yeah.
like you walk into that bike shop and you smell that rubber.
Yeah.
Yes.
Get that smell.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah,
just
yeah.
like, oh, I'm getting a bike.
That is a,
man.
that
I'm
is a
getting
good smell
bike.
of a bike.
Yeah, fudges, man.
That fresh bike
Jeez.
smell. Man.
So I'd probably go Grifter, but the one I wanted was the Vector. Remember, new Challenger coming in?
Oh yeah, yeah.
It was like Star Wars styling, but
Mate.
Knight Rider technology on it. A radio
the
on it,
Vector
and
was
noises.
the one.
Never
It had the
got
little.
that one.
Did it have like a CB radio?
Yeah, yeah. It had all that built in,
Mate.
man.
The Vector
That was a
major.
good one, man. That was one I always wanted.
Real.
I think it had a speedo on it and everything.
I remember when the Beano
what?
had a competition to win it.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah,
Yes.
they had a competition to win it, and you were never lucky. No one in
Nah.
bloody London would win them sort of thing.
No one in the world was winning it.
Nah.
That's one of the teens
Just
kids.
to sell magazines, isn't it?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, man. Bloody hell,
Get one of
man.
them.
I wanted one of those bikes so bad.
Me and Chris used to go in Fudges just to look at, just to
Just to
marvel
look
at
at
it.
bikes, yeah.
Yeah.
Had to.
Yeah.
Had to.
Yeah.
It was so new age, man.
Like
Yeah,
the
That one.
styling of that chopper though, the big handlebars, the center gear change, the three
Centre gear
gears,
change was
the
big.
long seat with the bit at the back, and you could put your flags or your raccoon tail or whatever hanging off the
Confederate
back.
flag.
It's iconic, man. It's the chopper.
It
is
felt like a
iconic.
motorbike.
like a Hell's Angel,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Easy rider, like a Harley Davidson or
Yeah,
that.
man.
Yeah, Harley Davidson. Yeah.
Yeah, the little wheel at the
that's what it
front,
felt
big
like.
wheel at the back.
Yeah, it's a kid's Harley, man.
Mm.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Born to be wild. So what are we choosing?
I felt with the Grifter, it was just a bit too chunky and clunky for
It was
me.
like the first
back
mountain
then.
bike. It was before mountain bikes come about, but they were starting to
Yeah.
get that sort of chunky tires, the more motorbike handlebars.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, chopper for me, man.
But yeah, the chopper was definitely more of a kids bike.
I like how Chopper looks, but I'm going for Grifter.
For practicality.
Did you have
and-
one?
I didn't have
Yeah.
any of them.
Yeah, me.
I still had Chris.
I could. I got I see a photo of me the other day on a chopper
Really?
in the sitting room. Yeah.
Oh, that'd
in
be
the
a-
sitting room. Man rode it into the, to the chopper. Riding for his house to the chopper.
No, it was a Christmas gift.
See, that's
but you
a
know when
wicked Christmas present.
you
man.
can't wait. Yeah,
That's
it was a
big,
Christmas
that's big,
gift.
That's big. That's
Big afro.
That's big.
Oh,
Big afro
that's
on
a
my
good
chopper,
photo,
man.
That's a good
Wicked.
photo.
Wicked. So that's Chopper for you then.
Yeah,
Cool.
chopper for me, man.
Stacks.
This is. I mean, I'm just looking at pictures of both of them, and
For styling wise, it's the chopper, but for me, practicality wise, and more people I knew had Grifters, and I did
Yeah,
like
I'm
the
choosing the
gear
Grifter.
change on the thing. It
I've
felt
got
like
more
a
memories
motorbike.
of the Grifter.
Yeah,
do you know what? I've got more memories of the chopper.
Nah, I just didn't like the Grifter, man. The Grifter was too clunky for me.
that's why the Striker was perfect. The Striker was like
the
a little
Striker was it's
early
a little
BMX.
version of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was budgie Striker. If you look at a Bomber, remember, I think a Bomber had that bar that you used to bang your balls on if you fall off. That was like
Oh,
curved. It weren't
Yeah.
straight,
Oh yeah,
It was like a curve.
yeah.
but it curved up, so it hurt even more if you fell off like on
Rally
that.
bomber.
The naughty knowledge had to come out with that.
That's
the
why
bar you used
Yeah,
to bang
but
your
you know
balls
what?
on.
I don't know
That's
why
just
like they
really mad,
made
though.
girls' bikes without the bar, because they're fine. They can sit on that bar and nothing's going to happen. But as soon as a bloke hits that bar, it's like, I got to get off the bike, man, and
Yeah,
curl up into a
Saw
little ball,
bars.
cry.
The sawball bike. Stacks. We choosing.
I think I got to go chopper.
Do the chopper.
Yeah,
That's
I
why
gotta
it's a
go
draw,
chopper,
man.
'cause
That's all right. It's a
it
two.
was.
two.
Yeah.
It's
The
a
Grifter
desert.
brings back memories because, like you said, it's a bigger version of the Striker, and the Striker was my first bike. But the chopper was,
It's
it's
an
different.
iconic
Chopper's
looking
different,
bike,
it
man.
is. And like you say, the gear in the middle,
Yeah,
that
it's
was
iconic.
big.
It's iconic.
And the American shows used to make it look
Of
cool.
course it did.
It was in Back to the Future. You see him?
The new
Yeah.
Challenger,
Yeah, what's the new Challenger? What's the new
the one that Chris said.
Oh, the
Vector.
Vector.
The Vector,
Vector?
that's up there as well, man.
I never
The
rode one of them. I
Nah.
never rode one of them.
No,
I think I
I'd
rode
like
one once. I think someone in Chiswick had one.
Again, it
and I
looked
rode
like
it
an early
once.
BMX. It looked like an early
'cause it had the-
rally burner.
Had
Like
the
with all the
yeah,
plastic
because it had the
stuff.
white mag wheels, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely paved the way for a BMX. That bike.
Remember how
man.
good mag wheels looked on? Anyway.
Oh, mag wheels
they
were the
were-
Oh,
best.
Mac wheels
When
Mag
they
were the
when you
ones.
saw them yellow
on a rally
Skyways.
burner.
On a rally
Yeah,
burner,
on a rally burner.
on a mongoose, on a
On a
skyway,
mongoose,
Diamondback.
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 Mate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good.
Mate.
BMX killed it, man. When that come out in the 80s, man.
Yeah.
The most
Yeah.
stylish bikes ever.
Just glistening.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's a draw. That's good anyway, man. Two.
Let's go to our
Desmond.
next set. So a 2-2. So okay, so our next set. This is we put this in here because it's like old versus new. Could have put it up against Star Wars or He-Man, but it's another like set of sets. One's really old, one had fuzzy hair, and one were robots in disguise. But which set would you have rather had as a kid? Is it the Action Man set or the Transformers set?
That's interesting.
I think this one's easy, man.
I think so too.
Okay.
I think this one's easy because we brought it up previously on the show where we said Action Man never really had a villain. He had a villain, but do you know what I mean? And he was just too big, fascinating, unchanged, change, and you know what I mean? Move his eyes left and right. But nah, it's got to be Optimus Prime, Soundwave, Vision, Starscream,
Bumblebee.
Okay, stop. I agree. Well, what I'm going to do now, because I was
Here comes a new challenger.
Yeah, here comes a new challenge, but I'm in an iron whether to put Action Man up against him. So, do you think a fair enough, a better challenge would be Thundercat set versus Transformers?
Yes, that's better, much better.
Transformers still wins.
Yeah.
Transformers.
I don't
Yeah,
remember much
because
you
Thundercat
can-
stuff.
You have a car or a robot, a plane or a robot.
Yeah.
You can't beat. It's two toys in one.
Two in
It's
one.
can't-
It's
it
two
can't
in
be
one.
beaten.
Yeah.
There's not many sets
can't
that
be
can beat it. It's just and
It's
the size
true.
of them. They're decent size. If you want a small one, you
Yeah.
want a big one. Yeah, it's
Okay.
very hard.
Okay. So with it being that interesting, here comes a challenger from the past, and two of them.
Oh,
Is Star Wars or He-Man set better than Transformers set?
Star Wars is.
He-Man, you can dash. You could dash He-Man.
Yeah.
It's
Okay,
Star Wars or
Let's
Transformers.
Star Wars versus Transformers
I'll
set.
go Star
No.
Wars. I didn't have many Transformers. That's why I don't put it up there too high.
Again, I'm just thinking Millennium Falcon and X-Wing. Because they're the two best things
Yeah.
I've seen of Star Wars.
With a
But is
couple
that
of
better than
figures for
Optimus
them, that's
Prime?
all you need.
Is it
The
better than Optimus Prime?
metal die-cast Optimus Prime.
That's the only
Soundwave.
one I had, I think. I only had Optimus Prime, so I was a bit limited to what I could do. with
I
my
had
Transformers.
Ultra Magnus.
Ultra
Yeah.
Magnus.
Oh wow!
I think I had a little Bumblebee. and
Yeah.
definitely
I had a
remember
little
having the
Bumblebee.
big.
Bumblebee.
I had Jazz,
Jazz. I wanted Jazz, man.
and
I didn't get none of
I had
them.
a plane, but I don't know what one it was. It was purple and brown.
Purple.
Yeah.
Is it-
Would have been a
brown
Decepticon
wings.
anyway.
It would have been.
Starscream
I
or
know it's not that.
Skywarp.
Sky. I think it's Sky something. The Starscream was blue and
White.
red.
But Skywarp.
White.
was the
Yeah.
other one.
Yeah.
Thundercracker
Yeah.
was one.
Yeah.
as
Something
well.
like that. So I had one Autobot, one Decepticon, but it's still too tough.
But it's very, very hard because you had the
But
Dinobots.
remember, we're in Dreamland, so it's the sets.
You imagine having a whole set, yeah.
all
I had a lot of Action Man
So
stuff. I
what
did
set-
like Action Man, but he was quite boring to play with. Like you just had to do like sort courses or zip
Yeah.
lines or something. So he had no one to
I'm
fight.
still going Transformers.
It's like you're playing a
do much
Crypto
of it.
Factor just
Yeah.
with one contestant.
Nah, it's true.
That's
Or
what it was like.
what you might do is create a parachute and throw him off the 5th floor.
Yeah.
and then that's that toy gone.
Yeah.
It survived that.
That's it. You
survived
run
that. It'd be all right.
downstairs. Okay, actually, man, you survived it.
Yeah, he would. Be in someone else's garden.
He was good because you could get load of outfits. And one thing I do remember about him is, well, I remember collecting. When you bought an outfit, you got a star, and if you collected like 10 stars, you could send it
I
off.
remember
and
that.
I got the Canadian mounted police, and with the mounty
Yeah,
hat, and
yeah, I
I had
remember
that
that.
outfit. Everything else was UK Army, like soldier,
Yeah, I remember that.
guardsman,
Yeah.
frogman.
Yeah.
I had a lot of bits for that.
Spaceman,
Spaceman,
Like-
the blow up
Yeah.
dinghies.
Beefeater.
Yeah, we can't diss Action Man.
You can't
But-
diss Action Man.
When it's versus, I think Action Man does come last. I'm sorry.
Do you think Action Man comes last to everything? Like, comes last to He-Man. It comes last to.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
Come last to
He's
He-Man.
let down because he hasn't got
yeah,
anyone
it
to
does
fight.
because he has. He's too big. He's too big, and he has no nemesis, no villains.
But he
He-Man
does,
had a whirl of. Yeah, that's it, and he had coarse hair.
He's in sort of $6 million man.
He's got great hair and his eyes move. Like, what else you want?
Exactly. Action Man had
And
hair
it-
like mine.
And his fingers, you could make him grip
They would
the
snap
gun
after a
properly.
while, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
They'd end up snapping off.
Yeah, kung fu grip.
Yeah. No.
All right, so Transformers is king of the. Star Wars is king of the sets, but Transformers comes in second.
Comes in second.
I
yeah.
would say. Yeah,
I mean, I would go
say.
Transformers personally, but yeah, it's definitely up there with
It's from the success of the toys that made the cartoon, that made the comics, that.
Yeah.
And it was only the cartoon you could actually really see, oh, this is how they transform. As a toy, it wasn't as, I don't know. It was good the way you converted them.
The timing was right because we were still trying to get our hands around a Rubik's Cube.
Yeah.
And now we got something that we can actually accomplish.
Mm. And
We
again,
changed this car into a robot.
at the time, robots were massive too.
Exactly.
Yes.
So, like,
yeah.
For me, it's Transformers. It's got to be.
Hasbro smashed
You
it with the
can't beat it.
Transformers.
So,
Hasbro killed it. So it's Star Wars, but Transformers really held its own in that time. And the thing is, it's probably Star Wars again because it was more affordable. You could buy a figure for £1.50. There's no Transformer you're buying for £1.50. Like the cheapest you're buying, it's like £7 maybe for a Transformer.
That's expensive.
And that's one of Soundwave's cassette tapes.
Yeah, that's one of the other ones.
That's Ravage or something. Ravage. So yeah. Okay, so our 10th and final pairing for ultimate Christmas 70s, 80s, and bit of 90s toys. And this one again, it's universal. Boys and girls love this, just like the Simon Etch A Sketch. Because we know being kind of like male heavy on a lot of these toys we've been mentioning. But hey, these two were ultimates. I didn't have either of these. I really wanted the second one. I wanted both of them, really. I think Chris had both.
No, I didn't. I don't think I knew someone, a girl who lived behind where I lived, had the second one.
All right. Okay. Yes. Okay. So anyway, let's get into it. I know Leroy must have had the second one as well.
Whoa.
Okay.
This is not My Little Pony, is it?
Okay.
Little baby skates.
Come on. Okay. So the first one we have, it made you go, look what I've done. Look what I've drawn. And then you can get rid of it in 1 second. And wasn't it a killer?
Shake it.
And what if you've done a work of art and then one of your siblings or someone just shakes it and just messes it up? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Etch A Sketch.
Etch A Sketch.
I love an Etch A Sketch.
But do you love this one more than the next one we're going to say? This one I wanted to have my own cold. I love ice. I love ice.
Snow
I love a snow cone. I love a slush.
It was the advert again.
But let me make my own at home. The advert, just like the Christmas advert we mentioned earlier. You would see this advert all the time.
Yeah, every Christmas.
I wanted one.
Yeah.
I wanted one. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Mr. Frosty.
Mr. Frosty.
Yeah. Flipping
I don't know
out.
if that's even a competition.
Sorry?
I don't even know if that's a competition.
Wow.
Because, no, seriously, because like
But both of them are good though.
They're both good. Don't get me wrong. I love an Etch A Sketch, but Mr. Frosty.
Yeah, I know.
Frosty was everyone wanted one, man.
The minute
Frosty
you had
was
a
the
slush
ultimate.
puppy and
Kenner
you knew
Parker
Mr. Frosty
toys.
done slush puppy, you're not interested.
And
in
you
Etch A
can make ice lollies as well.
Do you know what I'm saying?
You could
You're
make
not interested
Oh,
in
yes.
sketch. I could sketch on paper. You know what I mean? Get me Mr.
Yes.
Frosty now.
So are we all saying Mr. Frosty?
I think
Think
it
so.
is, man. Unanimous,
Just
man.
get pen and paper. Pen and paper's everywhere, man.
Did you get syrups with it to make the drinks?
Yeah,
Like,
you could
exactly.
get syrups.
Exactly. That's the thing. When you bought Stacks, did you have Mr. Frosty?
No.
Who had Mr. Frosty here?
No, I didn't.
There was a girl who lived near me who had it.
Anyone had Etch A Sketch?
Yeah, I had
I didn't
Etch A
have Etch A
Sketch.
Sketch either.
I didn't have either of these.
No, I didn't have one.
But I knew I liked Etch A Sketch, but I loved
that was fun.
Mr. Frosty.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, I didn't want an a la carte kitchen. I didn't want to make cold baked beans and Swiss rolls.
Nah.
I wanted
boring.
a Mr.
You're
Motherfucking
getting
Frosty.
something at the end of it, innit? You're making
Daddy,
something.
breakfast ready. Yeah, I didn't
You're
want.
gonna make something that's tasty.
That
and
was
good
so
and-
long. So long. I used to see my
Remember the a la
cousins.
carte kitchen
Yeah,
adverts?
yeah.
Yeah,
Horrible.
give it to my uncle. Daddy, look, I've made you breakfast.
Horrible.
I used to think that was
It
so
was crap.
whack.
But
So-
I must admit, playing a Mr. Frosty, it was bloody hard to crush the ice, man. Trying to wind that little
Right.
handle, I felt like the handle was going to snap. Like it
I
wasn't
heard.
built strong enough to crush ice. But in theory, it looked good. The advert made it look good. And
Advert
Yeah.
made it simple.
I always wanted
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
But I knew people gave it. You know when kids give reviews of their toys,
Mm.
and every review was, "It's hard to crush the ice. The best
hard
thing
to
out of
crush.
it is the ice lolly making bit.
Yeah.
Crushing
Yeah.
ice. You couldn't have a perfect slush puppy out of Mr.
Nah.
That was a lie.
Yeah.
Make slush
I
puppies.
didn't know that.
Yeah, you
I'd
couldn't
have
make.
bought into the lie
Yeah,
straight.
you couldn't make perfect slush puppies with a Mr. Frosty. You were still going to the shop
But this continued for years, though.
Yeah, it went
because
on
you
for
could make
years.
good ice poles.
Yeah. And
Bloody
for
hell.
someone who's never had one, there was that attraction to it from watching
Yeah.
the advert. It was like, yeah, I got to try
Yeah, it
this
was the
out.
advert that
making,
sold us.
I'm making slush puppies and snow
What
cones.
closely
I've got to try
related to that for me was the Soda Stream.
it.
Because
Yeah.
my next door
Yeah.
neighbour had one of those, and I was making Fantas left, right, and centre.
We had a Soda Stream, but I think we bought one, and so they weren't cheap back in the 80s.
They
We
weren't
bought one.
cheap.
Once the first lot of syrups went, we never bought more syrup, so it just sat there in the
Fuming.
cupboard.
I remember.
Yeah.
You didn't need syrup. Just get squash, put water in it, and bubble that water, man.
Yeah.
I think I did do that with
Then
a
you
few.
could-
few
yeah, I done that
Riberas or
with
something.
every
No, but-
single drink.
But we wanted Dracula's blood.
Yeah, you want the witch's
Frankenstein
brew.
brains.
Yeah,
All
them
these-
ones were good.
all these green and
Bright green, dark red ones, and yeah,
I just wanted a fizzy drink. I didn't
They-
care
they
what
were
it
good.
was.
I remember.
I
having
just
that.
wanted a
But
fizzy
no,
drink.
but
man.
I get it. I get it, Stats. Was as Leroy calls me, Mr. Bougie. But Chris was about this as well. We loved Perrier water. When we were
Yeah,
little.
Oh
That's
my
good.
God.
Perrier, no Perrier.
Who as a kid had Perrier water?
We did.
Oh,
We did.
Now
my-
listen.
Yeah.
Now we had Perrier water, but again orange squash or whatever the squash was.
Yeah,
I put
I
the
get it.
squash and then
Perrier,
put the
yeah.
Perrier
I
water.
get it.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
Make your own soda.
yeah. Make Orangina kind of.
Yeah,
stuff going on.
exactly.
But listen, we drank Perrier water. So to have
Perrier water
yes, man.
as kids.
The
Hey,
French
you know-
stuff.
You don't need
Brown
to grow up in
bread.
the heart of Chiswick. You know that.
Brown
Don't they
bread,
When you grow up in the heart of Chiswick,
brown
it's
bread
different.
sandwiches, and Perrier
Perrier
water.
water's on tap when you're in Chiswick.
Yeah, man. We were about that life. We were about
That's-
that
I
life.
was a little closer to acting, so I didn't.
You had Kool-Aid. You had a Kiora in it.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, man.
Another thing then in the 80s for Christmas, which is kind of like the Mr. Frosty, and I used to get these probably every Christmas, but I don't know what happened to them. They were red Cadbury's money boxes that you put mini Cadbury's bars in. Every time you put 2p in, one would
love
drop
that.
out like.
Love that.
my God, Chris!
And you know, I love the patience of us as kids because we didn't break it. Did you ever break
No.
it?
No,
we
didn't break
waited
it.
in it. We put in our two.
Yeah.
We were
yeah,
patient.
yeah, yeah. You put the
Yeah.
2p in.
We didn't break it
Aye.
and go around the back. Or,
Chris, you brought back another memory.
but we did
there,
try
man.
and put our finger up.
Up.
I'm gonna.
Careful how you say this.
Yeah, we did put
Up
our
the
finger
hole.
up the hole.
Careful.
Through the
No,
flap.
did he?
Up the hole. And we did try to.
Yo.
Fiddle about with the bit to get it
yeah,
down.
Yeah.
I actually, I want to hear Chris say this. Say it again, Chris. You did put, where? What?
Like
Chris, how
Darren
did you do
said,
it?
through the flap and up the hole,
Yeah.
and then flick about until like the chocolate fell out.
Yeah, we did.
Right,
try
at the rear end. The rear end.
No, you couldn't go in the back door. The back door was shut, man.
Yeah,
You couldn't.
you could.
It's
But
not like a real snack machine where you take the back door off and you
Yeah.
can get to it all.
just can't.
these
You
ones
can't,
were
you can't
sealed.
smash the back doors like
Oh,
You could,
but
you had to go up.
Chris-
It had to be a finger up the hole.
that. But we,
Christopher.
that was the only criminality we did. We didn't.
Yeah,
We didn't try.
and it was your own finger in your own hole, so
Yeah,
like, you
but-
weren't breaking them.
But that's worse. Yeah. But the killer of it is, what did you guys do when the chocolate ran out?
It never got refilled, did it? Where would you?
It never got
No,
refilled,
never
did it?
got. No.
No, you have to wait till
No,
next
who's got
Christmas.
time for that?
You've got a whole new machine again next Christmas.
Yeah, man. No one's got time to refill
You'll be
it.
lucky
Yeah,
if you got another
yeah,
machine
you'll be
next
lucky.
Christmas.
It's like the Pez machine things. They were popular, but I could never buy the Pez's on
Yeah.
their own
Nah.
to refill
And
the.
Pez
I ain't
were-
got time for that.
Pez was popular. Remember how big Pez was? You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I got Pez when I couldn't get a toy. Like remember
Yeah.
Pez had every superhero, every
Star
Disney
Wars.
character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you couldn't get a Star Wars figure, I'll just get a C-3PO Pez then.
Yeah, it's true. Oh,
You know what I mean?
Stormtrooper one or something.
I'll get a
Bugs
Darth
Bunny.
Vader Pez.
I
Yeah,
had a Donald Duck Pez and a
Donald
Mickey
Duck
Mouse
Pez. That's
I
what
still got a Stormtrooper one lying around somewhere.
yeah, I would get. But
kept it.
I don't like that chalky candy though.
No, it might
It
have been
was
that lolly. You know,
rubbish.
the double lolly. It was that
Yeah,
sort of thing.
it was
wasn't
rubbish, but it was just because it was a character's head, and it
And
was
it
smart the
dispensed.
way.
Yes,
that,
yeah,
it was
exactly.
smart the way the sweets came up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's it.
That's all it was.
That's all it
but the
was.
sweets themselves,
Sweets were-
poor.
they're rubbish.
Why couldn't
yeah.
they give us jelly beans
They're like,
coming out
they're
of
like
them
a
or something,
medicine. They're
man?
like
Exactly.
tablets.
Yeah, Remember them chewy Lucasade tablet sweets? Remember them chalky Lucasade tablet sweets? Oh,
I used to munch enough of them, and it was only recently someone said that you were meant to dissolve them, but I'm sure they were to munch. I'm sure they weren't to dissolve.
That's a munch.
No, they're right.
Yeah.
I think they were right. You are supposed to dissolve.
That's what someone told me, and I was like, nah, man, you just munch them. Yeah, I used to munch a pack.
You're supposed to munch them, Stat.
But you can only buy them from the chemist, didn't you? You had to go chemist to get them. Why would you go chemist to buy sweets?
Yeah, I remember that.
But sometimes you have to go chemist to get cherry drops.
Yeah, I was about to say that. To get certain boiled sweets.
Yeah, or licorice.
Or them lollies.
Licorice.
Or you know them lollies that were round, like a lollipop. And it's in a see-through plastic packet.
See-through plastic,
Not what a dentist to give you to make sure you come back.
You know, a lolly you get in a dib dab, but thicker.
Yeah, thicker.
Yeah.
Hey.
In a dib dab, you know.
In a dib dab, bro.
Yeah, dib dabs were heavy.
Dib dabs were big with that lolly. But if you went to the chemist,
dib dabs were big,
chemist and got another lolly for your dib dab, mate, you were in there.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're gonna go for another hour.
Yeah, we've been going on.
That wraps up our top 10.
Did we all go Mr. Frosty then on that one?
We all went Mr. Frosty, unanimous, even though it was a lie that it made you a
It was a con.
It was a con. You could still make ice lollies, even though you could just put Vimto in ice cubes. There was something about having a Mr. Frosty.
Yeah.
Mr. Frosty was a con with longevity.
But the thing of it is, we probably didn't crave for it long enough because none of us got it.
No.
Yeah. Like, and if you didn't get it, you weren't like, oh okay.
Next year, we'll get it next year.
You wasn't fast, but every time you saw the advert, you were intrigued. But then you thought, okay, I don't need it.
The thing is, because it's Christmas time and it's kind of cold.
Yeah.
You're like, I'd like it because obviously you'd like that. But practically, you ain't really using it anymore. But if it was summer and there was a summer event where you got presents, you'll be wanting it more.
For real.
Because it's hot.
Yeah.
You'll be like, nah, I could use that now.
For real.
It's mad how they only promoted it at Christmas though, isn't it?
It did.
It would go down better.
Crazy,
in
innit?
Summer, man.
Yeah. Mad.
Poor old Etch A Sketch. Do you remember Magnadoodle? Magnadoodle fucked Etch A Sketch up in our days. That come out.
Yeah, what?
And Etch A Sketch dropped.
That was good.
Yeah. It had the magnets in it and the stars and all the shapes. And it weren't until Toy Story come out and brought back that little 20-second clip of Etch A Sketch, made it popular again. And it became so popular, Etch A Sketch actually said, look, make sure we're in the next one. So they done a 45-second skit in the next Toy Story 2. And again, 20% sales went up by, and it saved the company.
Yeah.
And it was good because it made sense in Toy Story.
It
made sense.
Wicked.
Yeah. Brilliant. All right, cool. All right, so that wraps up our Christmas edition, guys. I hope you had fun.
That was brilliant.
So DL, this is the last show of the year.
Last 2024.
I'm so sad, man. I'm so sad.
It's, next year it's 2025 and we're still talking about the great 70s and 80s. Amazing, right?
Over 45 years ago.
There hasn't been a decade to beat it yet, has there really?
Yeah, it's not.
That's true.
It's not.
That's true.
Crazy.
Raving comes close in the early 90s.
Yeah.
But that was on a different level. Nothing beats
level.
the
a
stuff that we done
psychedelic
in
level.
the 80s.
Yeah, no,
That we're still holding on to.
Still holding on to, yeah.
And you can still get that if you want that buzz. It's still out there. You can find raves. You can find the same music.
But you can't wheel up at Evil Knievel and play Simon and feel the same way about the technology. Then was so amazing. You weren't looking beyond that. But we can all go on our phones now and play Simon right now.
That's true.
That's true. Not the
You
same.
go on your phone
true.
and play Tommytronic.
Not the same.
Yeah. Oh, you couldn't? No. But as Chris was saying, now you got VR, and we've seen what VR and Oculus does. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But until next year, guys, have a wonderful Christmas, have wonderful holidays, whatever you're doing.
Watch load of 80s movies. Make sure you watch Gremlins, Trading Places, all of them.
Gremlins,
wicked
Trading
80s.
Places, Die Hard, Batman Returns,
That's it. All them Christmas. That's
Rambo.
classic.
Yeah. Christmas movies.
Rocky 4. Just watch all those great Christmas movies.
Reminisce, man. Enjoy this next year for some more Old Skool Movements.
We'll be back in the new year.
And you can even
my
throw
gosh.
Empire Strikes Back when we're in Hoth, but just watch the Hoth bits, then turn it off.
That's true. Oh, true.
Watch when he
Yeah.
cuts Tonton's belly open.
Watch that bit and then turn it off. That's funny.
Later. Are you gonna end off with a Christmas song, Leroy? Are you gonna sing us out?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, no.
Shaky
I was gonna
Stevens.
just say. Well, I was gonna say that because he's known anywhere in a civilized
In the civilized world.
Yeah. You know, Shaking Stevens. Merry Christmas,
Global
everyone.
icon.
Brilliant.
No,
Yeah.
but I was gonna say, you know, like back in the days when I was younger, I'm not a kid anymore, but some days I wish I was a kid again. This is how this show makes me feel. So,
Good.
That's a good way of putting it.
to everyone, I'm the Last Dragon. We had the Naughty Nasty Knowledge. We had Staxmus Decimus Meridius, and then we got the host with the most known anywhere in the civilized world of Chiswick, DL.
Yeah.
I put Bougie in front of that.
With
But
my-
yes,
yeah,
we've been
Bougie
Old
T.
Skool Movements. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Yeah. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Next year. Peace.
Those were the days I remember.